Good morning, George. This is a big deal. This is going to give the January 6th committee access to records that would normally have been kept under seal for years. In some cases, even decades. They will have access to visitor logs, phone logs, to communications between top White House officials. The committee had also requested photographs and video records.
It's been a bad week for Donald Trump as it concerns the courts. On the heels of suffering a proverbial beatdown by the New York Attorney General on Tuesday night, Donnie has now been hit by the nation's top court and by Atlanta's top prosecutor. Welcome into TYT's Overruled. I am your host, legal analyst Adrienne Lawrence. Two big developments in Donald Trump's legal dealings. First, we go to Washington, D.C., where the U.S. Supreme Court has ruled that Trump cannot block the release of the January 6 files. The former president went to the courts pleading for the documents not to be released by the White House to the House committee investigating the insurrection on the U.S. Capitol, largely claiming executive privilege. Well, when the Court of Appeals denied Trump's arguments, he went to SCOTUS in hopes of staying the court's ruling while the matter worked its way through the court system. Said another way, Donnie was hoping to delay as he denies, and prevents the release of the documents. Well, given that he put, 3 justices on the court, Trump likely thought he'd get a pass, but that didn't happen. In an 8-1 decision, with Justice Clarence Thomas as the lone dissenter, although Kavanaugh did rant about some nonsense, a majority of the court issued an unsigned order denying Trump's request to stay the ruling. So this denial basically clears the way for the House committee investigating the insurrection to receive the White House documents, which the committee did receive just hours after Wednesday's rulings. Now, to confirm, SCOTUS never decided the issue of whether or not executive privilege actually applies to protecting the documents. Rather, the High Court simply refused to stay the lower court's ruling while Trump's case would work its way through the courts. All said, SCOTUS was not here to do Trump a solid by preventing the documents from being released by the committee while Trump abused the legal system. Bummer. As though that wasn't enough, the Atlanta DA is moving forward with her criminal investigation into Trump's election interference. Fani Willis of Fulton County just asked the county's chief judge to commission a special grand jury. Now, this isn't any kind of ordinary jury. This special group of people will spend months focusing exclusively on whether Trump and co. tried to interfere with the 2020 presidential election results in violation of Georgia's criminal law. In her statement, Willis wrote, "The district attorney's office has received information indicating a reasonable probability that the state of Georgia's administration of elections in 2020, including the state's election of the President of the United States, was subject to possible criminal disruptions." She went on to add, "We have made efforts to interview multiple witnesses and gather evidence, and a significant number of witnesses and prospective witnesses have refused to cooperate with the investigation absent a subpoena requiring their testimony." So as you'd imagine, Willis will get those subpoenas from a grand jury, which she is seeking to commission now. And according to Willis, Georgia's Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger, among those who refused to cooperate. This you, Brad?
Secretary of State of Georgia, Brad Raffensperger, who is also the author of an upcoming book about the election and what he went through in standing up to Trump for the facts on the vote.
Well, I'm a lifelong Republican. But at the end of the day, I have to always put, my duty to the Constitution and to our country above all.
Moral courage seems to be lacking of many nowadays. Fortunately, DA Willis appears to be pretty courageous. Now that the January 6th committee has the White House documents and that Atlanta is moving forward with prosecuting Trump and can now hopefully get that grand jury to issue the subpoenas, what do you think Donnie's next steps will be? Do you think Donnie is going to look to distract us some more with some antics? Kind of like he's always done in the past. You let me know in the comments below, hit the like, follow button, and thanks for watching.